Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this Saturday. I'm Frederica Whitfield. All right, we begin this hour with our breaking news. Vice President Kamala Harris has accepted an invitation from CNN to debate former President Trump on October 23rd. This would be their second meeting on a public debate stage and would take place in the final few weeks of the campaign. After initially rejecting a second debate with Harris following his September 10th showdown with her in Philadelphia last week, Trump suggested he might be open to another debate, saying, I'm quoting him, maybe if I got in the right mood, end quote. The CNN debate would mirror the June debate between Biden and Trump, with a similar format in which Trump, and this time Harris, would field moderators' questions for 90 minutes without a live studio audience, and it would take place at the network's studios in Atlanta.
A lot of people say, oh, do it, it's great entertainment. I've already done two. The problem with another debate is that it's just too late. Voting has already started. She's done one debate, I've done two. It's too late to do another. I'd love to in many ways, but it's too late. The voting is cast. The voters are out there immediately.
So let's turn now to our panel. CNN senior political commentator and former senior advisor to President George W. Bush, Scott Jennings, and CNN political commentator and former senior advisor for the Hillary Clinton 2016 campaign, Karen Finney. Good to see both of you on this Saturday night. Scott, let's start first with you. Let's talk about this potential debate. Do you think that the former president should reconsider this invitation, or do you think it's the right call for him to not do any additional debates?
Well, first of all, I should say I do have great confidence that CNN would put on a good debate. So we'll start there. We did a great one in Atlanta. Number two, I have been skeptical about whether he should do another debate. I had thought maybe not. You know, he's done 7. Take the Biden one out from the summer, and the other 6. The snap polls have always judged him. This goes back to 2016, not to have won the debate, even though it didn't keep him from beating Hillary Clinton. He did lose 3 to her. So I've just wondered, what are you going to get out of this? And is it worth your time when you're running a campaign? And he's right, that late, you know, I'm not sure it would make a huge difference. You know, when you're using your time, you're asking yourself, am I getting something positive? And I just don't know that there is anything to get. So I think he's probably making the right call here.
And Karen, for her part, Vice President Harris seems very keen to have another debate. Her and her team very happy with how the last one went. What do you think?
Look, I think any opportunity to have such a direct contrast between the former president and our vice president is a win for the vice president. She did very well during the debate. In large measure, I mean, her own performance, but we also saw, you know, Donald Trump has really lost a step from where he was in 2016, or even some of the debate performances we saw in 2020. We saw a lot of rambling. We saw, you know, he really had no discipline, no ability to stay on message and to stay focused. So I understand why they don't want to do a debate. I agree with Scott. Of course, the CNN debate would be excellent and a great opportunity. But I understand why he doesn't want to do it. And I do think it would be another great opportunity for the vice president. I think anytime she's in that environment, she's, you know, showing what a strong leader she is.
What's your viewpoint here? Is it unnecessary, you know, or would it be instructive for the former president to debate again?
Well, I think the former president would be crazy to debate again. I mean, he's not a particularly good debater. You know, he did terribly in the last debate. The only he benefited from Joe Biden's implosion in the first debate, but he's not a good debater, and he's so easily triggered and trolled by Kamala Harris. And he doesn't really discuss policy well. And he has a problem with facts and truth. So I'm sure his campaign doesn't want him to do another debate, because I suspect they know it will go very badly. And it's as simple as that. I just can't imagine any reason why he should go up there. It's just he'll just have another drubbing.
Oh, well, you heard the former president spinning it there, saying, you know, she's the one who performed so badly, and this is like a rematch, and that's what a fighter would do. But he needs to grow support. So we know his supporters are with him. Would it not be an opportunity to get more support?
Well, sure. I guess he could. It's an opportunity. But the question is, what will he do? Will he continue to, you know, be triggered? Will he be distracted? Will he talk about people in Ohio eating cats and dogs? Will he not be able to answer questions whether or not he supports Ukraine in the war against Russia? I mean, I just don't know that he's capable of giving answers that would actually help him grow his support. He's done nothing up to this point to really expand upon his base. He doubles down on his base all the time. He needs to grow it. So this opportunity, I think he would blow it if he took you up on it.
Gotcha. And Julian, we know the former president, he likes to come across as looking strong. Saying no to debate, does that make him look strong?
Well, no. I mean, he will spin it the way he's spinning it to act as if he's defending himself. He's under attack, which is his traditional rhetoric, but does make him look, for many voters, I'm sure, scared. I think many people will see it the way the congressman just described it. And this does undermine some of that image, although, again, for his supporters, his image endures. And we see those polls don't change much. So it's, what do the small pockets of undecideds think? And I don't think this benefits, but I don't think there's much he can do. I think he knows enough to know the odds are this could go very poorly for him. And he knows, I think, despite the rhetoric, that last debate was not a good TV performance, which is something he does measure.
Brian Stelter, let's bring you in. Good to see you, Brian. Welcome back on the weekends with me. So how do you assess this? I mean, Harris and her campaign have said yes to CNN's invitation, and saying this publicly and first, I'd say that's a big nudge, challenge. I mean, kind of goading Trump into, are you willing to do this too?
Yes, absolutely right. CNN says in a statement that the network believes this would be good for the country, for voters to have another debate. And I think we can all agree that that is the case. Think about the two debates we've seen so far this year. Both were hugely successful in terms of informing the American people. We learned a lot about Biden and Trump in June, and we learned a lot about Trump and Harris just a few weeks ago. So here now we look forward to the next few weeks. The only debate currently scheduled is the vice presidential debate. That's between Walz and J.D. Vance, Tim Walz and J.D. Vance, October 1st. We knew the Harris campaign didn't want to debate again until the VP debate. But I think here's the interesting thing, Fred. Is the VP debate really going to be the last word? It probably shouldn't be the last word. Historically, it never has been. Historically, there's been a VP debate and then another presidential debate. So I think that might be the logic or the calculus that is at play here as CNN formally proposes this debate and as Harris accepts it. Furthermore, Jen O'Malley Dillon, the Harris campaign chair, she said in a statement a few minutes ago, it would be unprecedented in modern history for there to just be one general election debate between the two candidates. She said Trump should have no problem participating because, quote, it's the same format and setup as the CNN debate he attended in June.
Interesting. And even with this truncated, political season now with these two, it would be remarkable. But then what will it say, Brian, if the former president says no?
We remember his all caps post on Truth Social saying there will not be a third debate. We also know that we can't take him at his word historically, given that he has often changed his mind about many topics, from policies to whether he'll debate again. I personally, Fred, have believed all along that the former president will find it irresistible to reach 60, 70, 80 million viewers. President Trump, more than anyone else, knows the power of television ratings. He cared deeply about that even decades ago on The Apprentice. He still cares deeply today about television ratings. And he knows that both of the debates he's been in this year have been huge smash successes. So my gut as a TV guy has been that he will eventually agree to a debate because he wants to reach that huge audience in the final weeks before Election Day.